Alrighty, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started on our brow. And here I am using the Anastasia Dip Brow in the color dark brown. And as you can see, I'm tracing the natural arch of my brow. I'm not going beneath the natural arch. I'm not overdrawing the top part. I'm basically just tracing over the natural arch of the brow. And then here I'm going to use a very light hand and fill in the inside of the brow. You want to try to use a light hand as much as possible, because with the dip brow, basically it's not hard to overdraw your brows or make them extremely dark. And I want to try to stay on the more natural side, as natural as I can get them, basically. Okay, and then you want to take your spoolie and then kind of brush through the brow. Okay, so time for cleanup. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 35. And of course, as you can see, this is a color that's lighter than my skin tone. I typically like to use a shade that is the same color as my skin tone. But for this look, I'm going to use a shade lighter on the bottom. And on the next clip, you'll see me use a shade that is the same color as my skin tone. Okay, and then I'm going to take a blending brush and then just kind of buff out that product. You don't have to worry about buffing it all the way down, because we're going to use a paint pot on the lid. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 30. And I'm just going to clean up the top of the brows. Okay, so now we're going to go into our paint pot. This is a paint pot that I got from MAC Cosmetics, and the shade is in Laying Low. And I'm just going to apply this over the lid area. And this is basically going to serve as our base for the eyeshadow colors that we're going to apply. Alrighty, so on to our eyeshadow look. I'm using the box of crayons that I got from the Crayon case. And the shade that I just picked up is in the color Tan. And I'm just going to use windshield wiping motions to sweep this all over the top portion of the eyelid, basically in the crease and right above the crease. And this is going to serve as our transition color. So just keep using windshield wiping motions and blend back and forth. Okay, so we're going back into our eyeshadow palette from the Crayon case, and we're going to pick up the shade Pink. Okay, we're just popping this right on top of that color Tan, but focusing more so right above the crease area. And again, we're using windshield wiping motions, and we're also incorporating a little bit of a circular motion. And this just basically makes sure that the eyeshadow is completely blended and there are no harsh lines. So now we're going in with the color Plum. And I'm using a crease brush for this particular portion of the eyeshadow look. And we're just going to blend this directly into the crease using windshield wiping motions. And then you basically want to build this color up to a really, really high intensity. So with working with bold and bright colors, again, you want to make sure that you build the color up to an extreme high intensity. You don't want the colors to be faint, especially for this particular eye look. We want the colors to kind of stand out. So you want to continuously pop that color on, pack the color on until the color really, really shows up on the skin. And of course, it's going to vary from skin tone to skin tone. Of course, if you're a darker complected person, you want to keep packing it on until you can really see the color, until the color stands out. And that's another reason why we use the MAC paint pot before applying the eyeshadows. The paint pot not only serves as a base for an eyeshadow, but it also helps the colors to be more vibrant and to stand out a little bit more. And now we're using a fluffy, clean blending brush, and we're going to blend out the edges of the eyeshadow look. Okay, so now we're going to go back into our Laying Low from MAC, and we're going to use this paint pot to create our cut crease. And the brush that I'm using is a flat angle brush. I like to use flat angle brushes because it gives me a little bit more control as far as the proper placement of the paint pot for the cut crease. Okay, so for creating the cut crease, you want to apply the product using the flat angle brush, and you want to just basically drag that up and right into the crease area and then kind of oval it. So basically you're just kind of outlining the natural shape of your eyeball. So pressing that brush up against your eyelid is going to help you as far as the placement around your eyeball. Okay, so now we're going back into our crayon case palette and we're picking up the shade Baby Blue, and I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush to apply this eyeshadow color, and we're just basically popping this right onto the paint pot that we applied to create our cut crease. And then we're just going to pack this on until we feel like the color is vibrant or basically to our liking. And then we're going to go in with our crease brush, and I'm just going to use this to pop on the color black right onto the outer portion of the eye. And then with that cut crease that we created and using the paint pot, it just basically helps as far as the placement of the eyeshadow and making sure that the colors are not bleeding into the purple eyeshadow that we applied into the crease area. Okay, so for this eye, we're just basically reiterating the exact same steps that we made for the other eye. And here I'm just putting on that baby blue eyeshadow onto the lid. And then I'm going to go back in with that black eyeshadow and place that right onto the outer corner of the eye. Okay, so with the black eyeshadow, you want to make sure that you don't drag it too far above the crease into that purple. You just want to make sure that it's blended enough to where it's seamless. Okay, so on to my favorite part of the look, which is the wing liner. And here, as you can see, I'm aligning the bottom line with the tail end of my eyebrow and the bottom of my lash line. And I'm just making a line and then coming across the top portion of the eye and then filling in the blank. For a more detailed wing liner tutorial, please list it in the comments and I'll create one. Okay, so for this step, I'm just basically coming across again the top portion of the eye, and on the inner portion, you don't want that portion to be thicker than the outer portion. You want the outer portion to be thicker than the inner portion. So the line that I'm creating now is a whole lot thinner than the outer portion. Okay, so now I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 340. And I know it looks a little bit yellow, like extremely yellow right here in this clip. But that's okay because it actually kind of blends to the undertone of the skin. And you'll actually see that later on in the clip. So I'm just going to use a buffing brush and buff that in. And then I'm going in with my Maybelline concealer in the shade 30. And I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes, right above my lip area on my chin. And I'm also going to drag it down my nose and right on my forehead. Okay, so for the foundation and concealer, you can actually get that from your local Walgreens, Walmart, or CVS. Again, it's the Maybelline Fit Me collection. And this collection is full coverage. So you don't necessarily need to apply a whole lot of concealer, considering the fact that it is full coverage. And of course, I love to use full coverage products. I don't necessarily have to, but I do. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Truffle. And I'm going to use this to contour my face, my chin, as well as my cheekbones, and also around my forehead. I feel like I have a rather large forehead, so I definitely feel like I need to contour my forehead, unfortunately. Okay, and here I'm using my Real Techniques brush that I got from my local Walgreens, and it's a contour brush, and I'm using my beauty blender to blend out the product as well as the contour brush. So you're going to see me basically kind of switch back and forth from the contour brush to the beauty blender to blend out my concealer, and using the contour brush to blend out my contour product. And then I'm also going to use the beauty blender to kind of buff out that contour, because you definitely want to make sure that that's blended in properly and that there are no harsh lines.
And if you guys would like to see a more detailed video on contouring and highlighting, please list it in the comments and I'll create a video specifically for that.
Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and I'm just going to press this into the skin, and I'm applying it on all the areas where I applied my concealer. And you can actually purchase this product from the Sacha Cosmetics website. I'll put it in the description bar. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Color du Jour No More Shine, and I'm going to use this particular product to kind of bake underneath my eyes and pretty much everywhere where I applied the concealer. And if you have really oily skin, this product is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love this product, and I usually use it on my clients as well as myself. So I'm just going to apply this underneath the eyes, the cupid's bow, the nose area, and the forehead, and I'm just going to kind of let that sit for a little bit. Okay, and as you can see here, I like my cheekbones to kind of be a little bit more defined, so here I am using the Sacha Buttercup powder to kind of set underneath the contour area. Okay, so now I'm taking my angle brush, and I'm using a powder that I actually got from my local beauty supply store. It's a duo contour powder. But anywho, I'm just kind of going over the areas where I contoured with the truffle from Anastasia. Okay, so now I'm going in with a contour powder that I got from my local beauty supply store. I will list it in the description bar. And I'm going all over the areas where I applied the cream contour to set it. And then here I'm going in with my dark mineralized skin finish, and I'm just going to kind of buff away all of the setting powders that I applied and bring back color into the skin.
And here I am applying my highlighter that I got from Milani Cosmetics. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my Cherry Blossom lashes. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Graph Black eyeliner that I got from MAC Cosmetics and apply this in my upper waterline as well as my lash line, and then kind of smoke that out. And now I'm going to go back into the Crayon Case palette and pick up that baby blue eyeshadow that we applied on the lid and apply it in my waterline or lower lash line, preferably with a pencil brush. Now I'm going to use my Fix It and Forget It spray from Lancome to set my makeup. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my mascara that I got from CoverGirl to my top lashes as well as my bottom lashes. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply my lips. These are lip stains that I got from my local Sephora, from the Sephora collection. There are two different colors and I can't remember what the names of them are, but I will list them in the description bar, and then I'm just going to pop on a gloss. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have any specific looks that you would like to see, please list it in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.